Hello beautiful, and thank you for clicking on today's video. So I am going back to California to visit my family for a little over a week, and today I wanted to do another pack with me video, but I'm focusing specifically on makeup and toiletries today. I'm also doing a pack with me video for everything else that I packed, and that's going to be a separate video, and if that's already been posted, I'll link it down below, and if it hasn't, please subscribe to not miss out on when that comes out. So as far as toiletry organization, I tend to break it up into 3 pouches. I have this one pouch, which is TSA approved for carry-on liquids, and this holds all of my wet items. I have this pouch, which is just sort of a black mesh see-through pouch that I got, I believe, on Facebook Marketplace, and this holds all of my dry items. And then I have this wonderful pouch, which is a 2-zippered pouch. Let me see if I can show you without spilling everything. One is a top zippered pouch that holds brushes, and then the other is sort of a basket pouch that holds all of my makeup. And this is the most compact but organized way I have found to organize my makeup. I got this on Amazon. I'll see if I can link it down below because I got it many years ago, but this is pouch number 3. I think as women we tend to need a bit more as far as toiletries and makeup than the men in our lives, and it can feel a bit overwhelming and also annoying to pack, especially if you're like me and you travel carry-on only and therefore have a liquids requirement on top of limited space to work with your backpack. On this trip, this is what I'll be bringing, and I'm going to start with my liquids bag. Now, keep in mind, as far as liquids, I am going to visit friends and family, so things like shampoo, conditioner, body wash are all going to be taken care of, so I don't have to consider bringing those in this bag, which is why there's so much room. I also have my beauty blender in here because when this is wet, I like to put it in here. So item number 1 is my beauty blender, which will be cleaned before I pack it. Then item number 2 is my 2-step cleanser system. So one of these holds my oil cleanser to take off my sunscreen and makeup at the end of the day, and then the other one holds just my regular facial cleanser that I use morning and night. Number 2, I have my prescription tretinoin. This is the retinol that I use at night. I use retinols in conjunction with other skincare products, but because I'm only going to be gone for a week, I decided to just bring my retinol as far as my actives for my evening skincare. Then I have my facial moisturizer, which is the CeraVe Body Basic Moisturizer, and I depot some of it into this little blue thing that I got at Walmart, and it's enough certainly for my skin and my body if I need it for more than a week. P.S. to the men out there, my husband also uses that moisturizer as an aftershave when he shaves his face, and he says he likes it a lot, so even more purpose. Next, I have my favorite sunscreen, which is the Paula's Choice Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense. And this is my daily sunscreen. I use it every day, either with no makeup like I have today, or under makeup, and it's beautiful, has never failed me no matter where I've traveled. So that's definitely coming. Then I have my vitamin C serum, which I have in this little blue pot similar to my moisturizer. And actually, I'm testing out a vitamin C serum for a possible sponsorship. And it's these little individual pods so that the vitamin C serum can't go rancid in the time it takes you to use it up. So I've been trying this for about 2.5 weeks, and I'm still trying it out. It'll be nice to test it in a different climate, such as California, so I'm definitely bringing that with me too. Then I have my toothpaste. Although I could probably use toothpaste of my friends and family when I visit, I have very sensitive teeth and I need to use Sensodyne, so this is what I'll be bringing. Next, I have hand sanitizer. As you guys know, the last 2 years we've been living through some stuff that requires hand sanitizer, especially in an airport, so I will be bringing this. I will say, one of the few places that I used hand sanitizer before the pandemic was at an airport, because airports are just, there's so many people, there's so many germs. I tended to always get sick if I was on an airplane for more than like 3 hours. So before COVID and after COVID, sanitizer all the way. And on that same vein are these wet ones. I, even before COVID, was that person that I would sit down in my seat and wipe everything down, both sides of the tray table, the basket, the seat belt, everything, the window, everything. And that is because my father, who used to work at American Airlines, told me that they only deep clean those planes like once a month. And I know that because I've also found like gum on the underside of my tray table before, just because the turnover of getting people off the flight and on the flight is so quick, they don't have time to deep clean, and that's why I was always getting sick. So even before COVID, after COVID, these are what I use, and I usually share with my neighbors because they'll see what I'm doing and I'm like, do you want one? And they usually say yes. So I always have a fresh pack of those. And then my last thing in this bag as far as liquids is just a little mini perfume. And this is the Nest Dahlia and Vines perfume. And it's just a little mini travel one that I bring. So that's it for liquids for this trip. A tip for packing is to consider where you're going and also for how long. On this trip, I'm gonna be visiting friends and family for about a week. So I know I can borrow basic things like shampoo, soap, conditioner, shaving cream, etc. And because I'm only gonna be gone for a week, I know that there are certain beauty products that I can live without temporarily. 2 examples of things that I use in my regular routine that I'm not gonna be packing on this trip are a face mask and also this serum from The Ordinary that I use in conjunction with my retinol. These are items that I love and could never kick out of my routine fully, but they do not need to come with me on this particular trip. Okay, moving on to solids. This area is kind of sparse, which is how I like it. So starting off, I have a little thing of tissues. This is more for the airport. When I wear a mask, and by the way, anybody who works a job where they have to wear a mask for more than like 4 hours at a time, you guys deserve a raise, because if I wear a mask for more than like 4 hours at a time, I get really sniffly. And it's universal, like no matter where I am on this earth, if I wear a mask for too long, I get sniffly. So I have these tissues, and that's what they're for. Next, I have this razor. This is a plastic cartridge razor, and it's by the brand Venus, which is interchangeable with the brand that my husband uses to shave his face, which is Gillette. So on here is a Gillette razor head on this little mini Venus razor. And the reason that I have this is because I use a safety razor in my regular life, but you cannot bring a safety razor on an airplane. It's not approved by TSA because the blades are detachable and therefore a weapon. So I have this for when I travel and I just steal some of his unused razors, and that's what's in here. Next, I have my hair comb. This is the only hair brush / comb I own, and it's wooden. I love it a lot. It's really kind on my curly, wavy hair. Next, I have deodorant. This is a crystal deodorant that I've been trying out recently, just because it's a little bit better, I think, for my clothing and also for my health. I will say this works pretty well if I'm not nervous. When I'm nervous, I seem to sweat some sort of a different, more powerful odor, and then this just does not work. But this is what I'll be bringing because I'm still sort of testing it out, forming my opinion on it. I also really like that deodorant because when I put it on, it doesn't feel like I'm wearing deodorant. It's just sort of comfortable like skin. Next, I have my toothbrush and my little toothbrush holder. Obviously, you need your toothbrush when you travel, so my toothbrush is coming with me. Then I have earplugs. So I sleep with earplugs every night, and that is for 2 reasons. Number 1, my husband occasionally snores. He doesn't snore every night, thank God, otherwise I probably wouldn't be able to share a bedroom with him. He snores sometimes, and then these are useful. But the main reason that I sleep with earplugs every night is actually, it's kind of like a trauma response, because I was camping once, and a bug literally crawled into my ear and started eating my eardrum. And for anybody who that totally freaked out right now, I apologize, but now I have like trauma where if I'm on my side, I have to have something covering my ear, whether it's an earplug or a blanket or like a sock or something. Otherwise I can't go to sleep because I'm like paranoid something's gonna crawl in my ear. So although that ended up being fine, I got my full hearing back, everything's fine and dandy, I cannot sleep without these, so I am bringing them. And then in this little container, I haven't filled it yet, but I just put sort of my regular medicines and things like Advil, Tylenol, things like that that are just sort of basic that I would. Dramamine is another good one. Just things that are basic that I would need in a pinch, but wouldn't want to necessarily go to the store for. They're really easy and small to carry with me, so it's without question to bring them. And next, the fun part is my makeup. Now, actually, as I'm filming this video, I'm thinking about what my itinerary is, And I'm debating whether I even want to bring makeup at all. So actually, let me ask you guys, you can make this decision for me. I'm going to be visiting friends and family for either 8 or 9 days. I can't exactly remember off the top of my head. And I am debating whether I want to bring makeup at all. I'll be probably working a little bit, filming TikToks, things like that while I'm gone, but I don't know. I don't know if maybe I'll just let my skin breathe for a while. But if I do bring my makeup, this is the makeup I'm going to be bringing. And I'm going to start with the actual makeup products and then move on to the tools. So number one is my favorite BB cream by the brand Misha. I am in the shade number 23, and I really like this product. I just wish that they had deeper shades. And I know it's a Korean brand, so they're sort of marketing towards like Korean pale skin. But it would be nice, since they're selling in the US market, to deepen their range. If you do have pale skin, especially if you have pale skin with like a yellow undertone, this is a really good BB cream. It's the best I've found. It also doesn't break me out, which a lot of BB creams do because of the sunscreen in them. Next, we're gonna move on to blush. This is the only blush I own as of right now, and it is the Rare Beauty Liquid Blush. I used this on my wedding day and I've been using it ever since. I don't know if I would repurchase because my skin is so oily that even though this is so much easier to apply, it doesn't last as long as a powder. So I think I'm probably gonna use this up and then be done with it, but it really is a great product. Then moving on to eyes, I'm just gonna bring one shadow stick. This is the e.l.f. shadow stick. I just sort of swatch it on my eye, blend it out, put mascara on, and then I'm good to go. This is sort of my daily, I have no time, but I want to look pulled together makeup look. One shadow stick. Then I have the most high maintenance part of my makeup routine, and that is my mascara. I do use 2 mascaras. I use one mascara that has a rubbery brush, and then one that is a softer bristle brush. But the way I do my mascara does require both of these products, and I really like the look. So even though it's a little high maintenance, I do like having my 2 mascaras. And then I have my one eyebrow product, which is just the little NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. I use the shade Espresso, and this is actually the only brow product I have ever used. And I just keep going back to it. It was the first thing I ever bought when I decided I wanted to start working on my brows, and it's been great ever since. I hope they don't discontinue it because I don't know how to use anything else. And then we have lips. I tend to layer my lip products because I've never found like one lipstick that truly is just the perfect color all on its own, unless it's a red. So what I do is I do this little tinted lip balm from Burt's Bees. And then on top of that, I have this lipstick that I used on my wedding day, and I'm just kind of trying to use it up. I don't think I'd repurchase it. I'm not like a big lipstick person, but I put this on top and then a little gloss on top of that. Again, this is a gloss that I'm trying to use up. I like this lip gloss a lot, but I've moved more into preferring lip oils, so I think once I use this up, I probably won't repurchase. And then also just a basic chapstick for like the evening or days where I'm not wearing makeup, or even on the plane, because as we all know, planes are very dry, so chapstick is a must. Okay, and now we're gonna move into this second pouch here, which is the top component. And because my beauty blender is in my liquids bag, the only thing I have in here brush-wise is one e.l.f. eye blending brush, because I'm only bringing that one eyeshadow color, and then I just blend it out with this one brush, put mascara on, and that's my look. And then in this zipper pouch, I have some Q-tips and an emergency sewing kit, and those pretty much just live in there always. I keep my solids and liquids separate, mostly for TSA purposes, but I have had a bottle or 2 spill in my time traveling before, and it's been nice to have the mess contained to only things that can get wet and are easy to clean. I was just about to say goodbye to you guys and thank you for subscribing and liking, and then I remembered I'm also going to be packing some medication, and I figured I'll just throw that in really quick. So I haven't packed any of this yet, so it's all still in its full-size containers. But what I typically pack on a trip, I already showed you the Advil, Tylenol, and Dramamine that I bring. But the other go-to meds that I typically bring with me just so that I can have them in a pinch is Benadryl. I'll usually just bring like 6 or 7. I don't need Benadryl that often, but when I do need it, I like to have it. And not all of my friends have like their medicine cabinet fully stocked, so it's good to just have sort of the basics with you. So definitely some Benadryl. I bring Tums just because sometimes travel does funny things to your stomach, even if it's only for like a few hours. I bring hydrocortisone cream for the same reason as Benadryl. I tend to get hives right here behind my ears, and that happens probably once a week, so this is my go-to for, this is my go-to for that. The last thing that I'll be bringing is some melatonin. I occasionally need melatonin to sleep, especially when I'm jumping time zones. I'm a very poor sleeper in general, so occasionally melatonin is the best thing for me to be able to get to sleep. So I'll probably bring, I don't know, 2 or 3 of these, depending. And that is it for meds. That is it for everything toiletry-wise that I am packing. I'm curious to know down below, what are some things that you like to bring with you when you travel toiletry-wise? Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you next week. Bye!